Let's talk about what's great and not so great about the Terrazza Cabana cabin experience on the Carnival Venezia, plus some tips how to make the most of your stay in this terrific cabin. Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and this is my review of the Terrazza Cabana cabin on the Carnival Venezia on our most recent sailing. The Terrazza cabins are a special class of cabin that gives you access to extra perks. But first, let's take a look at the cabin. Cabin 5223 is located on the starboard side. You have this special entrance into the Terrazza staterooms. And now if you haven't seen my Carnival Venezia ship tour, you'll start to notice a lot of the Italian influence. When you arrive, your card will be in that mailbox just outside your cabin. Enter the cabin, you'll need to put in a card to get the electricity turned on. We just put our library card there, so we don't have to worry about whether or not we have our sail and sign card. You have 3 closets as well as 3 hooks. So the first closet has plenty of hangers. If you saw my Queen Mary 2 review, you know I like the hangers. You can move freely. You can lift that shelf up if you need 2 long closets, or you can have the 2 shorter closets. Then this is the shelf. So you have your life jackets. Always make sure you have the number of life jackets you need. Your safe. Always check the safe before you put your things in it. And a set of drawers. The full-length mirror is in the first closet. The temperature control only goes warmer or cooler, and the snooze will be on that hook next to the temperature control. We were happy to see that there were glass doors instead of shower curtains. That was very exciting. You have tons of storage in here, 3 shelves on this side. Now notice the wood and the gold and the mirror. This is definitely different than the other Vista class ships, a little more of that Italian influence, and then you have more shelves on the other side. So we found this was more than adequate bathroom storage for the 2 of us. Heading into the cabin, you'll find a very nice sofa. It was very comfortable. You have more of that Italian art. You do get 2 towels in your room because you are just steps from the exclusive deck that I'm going to show you later. And then you have the classic desk area, again with that golded mirror, which is a little more Italian. Binoculars come in the room for use during your sailing, and then you have the mini fridge. Okay, I had to show this to you. Does anyone else do this? Does it take you a minute to figure out how in the world to open the mini fridge? Now, just to give you a sense of how much it holds, we did bring on some bubbly, sparkling water, so this just gives you a better sense of the size of the mini fridge. You have your hair dryer in the drawer with a little extra storage. That's kind of where I put my makeup. And then you'll have an envelope when you check in, and inside that envelope, it's going to be more information. So first, there's going to be a special sail away party. It was raining during ours, so that was a little bit canceled. And then the wristbands you're going to need to access the exclusive deck area. You have a decent sized TV. It worked really well. We were impressed with the number of free movies. Next to one side of the bed, you have a little bit of storage and then USB charging. Now, there is not regular plug near the beds, so if you have a CPAP machine, you're going to need to bring an extension cord in order to be able to plug that in. If you're having trouble opening your balcony door, there is a secret switch here. You're just going to press this switch. That will unlock this top magnet, and then you'll be able to open it if you're having any trouble. We kept our cushions up because it rained a lot during our cruise, but here's what it looks like when they're all set up. The hammock we pushed aside because it's hard to go in and out the door with the hammock up. Here's what it looks like with the hammock down. So our first yay is the cabin. It is a great cabin. The inside was spacious. It had plenty of storage. The bathroom was fine. You know, they're never super big, but it worked out really well for us. And having those 2 chaise loungers and the hammock was terrific, especially on our sailing because it was kind of hot. So when our side of the ship was in the shade, it was great just to retreat there and enjoy the sea breeze. Now, one thing that's a yay and a nay is the location on deck 5. So the great parts of being on deck 5 is you can walk out and you are around the corner from everything happening on the ship. You're just 2 decks above the dining rooms. You are around the corner from the gondola lounge where all the trivia and the band plays. You're just steps from deck 5. We were sitting out on our cabana. We got a little hungry on a sea day. We just walked over to the Strata Grill, got some sausages and mac and cheese, and had like a really nice lunch without having to go too far. So it just makes everything so much easier. Now, this is also a nay because it was so loud at night. It was so loud at night. We could hear people going back and forth to the Carnival Lounge. 2 nights in a row, we were woken up at 2 a.m. by people singing near the elevators. So it's just a bit rowdy in this location compared to being on a higher deck that's just all cabins. The other nay of the cabin is going to be it's not private. Now, my husband put this in a really good perspective. He said, you're thinking of an ocean view balcony where it's super private in most cases. You feel really comfortable heading out there in your robe. But think of this more as a pool cabana where you're sitting around a pool and you have cabanas next to each other. They're semi-private. You can obviously see all the people next to you and walking in front of you. And that's what it was. So you would be out there, people would be walking in front of your cabana. If the people on either side of you were out, they could see you, you could see them. People can see into your cabin at night. I took these pictures with my husband standing in the same place during the day, so you just see my reflection, or at night where you can clearly see him. So I definitely missed a lot of that privacy. A big yay for the exclusive deck area. So the reason you have the wristbands is because there's an exclusive deck area all the way at the back of the ship just for those who book a Terrazza cabin. The deck area is located at the back of the Carnival Lounge. Now, the Carnival Lounge is open to anyone, and this deck area is open to anyone at night. But during the day, this is exclusive to people in the Terrazza cabin. So you have a beautiful outdoor bar, and then this great deck area. Now, this is the Havana area on the other Vista class ships, but you'll notice it's very different. Here, the setup is very different. There's a lot more chairs than lounge chairs. They have these great cabana areas where if you're in a larger group, it would be a really nice place to gather. You have one whirlpool on the port side and one on the starboard side. I'll show you that later. Then you have the beautiful wake views. This actually was especially nice when we were leaving Manhattan. The Statue of Liberty will be on the starboard side if you're sailing it out of the Manhattan Cruise Terminal. I like how they added these little benches that face the aft instead of having chaise chairs. Because they're a step down, it allows for great views on the upper level and the lower level. I mean, that's why we're back here, is we want to really enjoy that beautiful wake view. They have umbrellas around, so you can have them move the umbrella if you need a little bit more shade where you're sitting, and then this side has more of those larger cabanas. Now, the cushions were a little stiff on these, so it wasn't quite as cozy as I was hoping, but there's another whirlpool here on the starboard side, and that has the wheelchair lift with it. And then you can see as you come around, this is where you're going to see the cabana cabins. Another yay for the continental breakfast. Each morning they would set out a continental breakfast in the Carnival Lounge for those in the Terrazza cabins, and this was a great way to start the day. We'd go have a light breakfast sitting outside looking at the beautiful wake view. It was so nice not to have to fight the Lido for breakfast or try to queue up at the dining room. So this was a huge perk. Another great dining perk was the included brunch at the Fahrenheit 555. I estimate this had about a $38 value. We booked the brunch by going to Fahrenheit 555 right at embarkation. It was super easy and they knew exactly what we were talking about. For adults, you get a free Aperol Spritz or a free mimosa. They have an incredible little pastry basket where you can pick what kind of pastry you liked. I ordered the mushroom soup. It was terrific. It had a flaky phyllo crust. We also got the avocado toast with the poached egg on top. It was fresh. The tomatoes were great. We ordered the quiche, which was very good and had a nice crust, and then also the Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Now, steak and eggs were also available. So, would I book it again? No, I don't think I would. The lack of privacy and the noise was a big deal to me, and I don't know that I would book this cabin again. But my husband would. He thought the Deck 5 access plus having that great continental breakfast and that exclusive deck were absolutely worth it. For the noise issues, he just put in some earplugs and he wasn't that worried about the privacy. If we were to book it again, I would book on the port side instead of the starboard side. On the port side, there's a stairwell that connects the Terrazza Lounge to the upper decks, and there's a direct entrance from the cabins into the Carnival Lounge right at the bar. So what do you think? Would you book it, or is having a private cabin more important to you? I'd love to share more of my videos with you. Click here for a complete playlist of all of my Carnival Venezia videos. I have a hub app tutorial, a complete ship tour, and a dining guide. Or click here for a video that YouTube thought you might like.